Subject, a central meaning of purpose, concept, conception, notion, impression. Ideas, existing only in the mind. Imaginary, also lacking practicalities to the way that you feel. Set ideals, a standard of perfection, beauty, or excellence. One regarded as exemplifying an ideal and often taken for a model of imitation. It is your goal to be idealistic in idealisms. That is the tendency to see things as they should be rather than as they are. To be idealistic and idolize, and then memorize and eventually mesmerize. Because your ideas become real, a reality, an actuality, in and of existence. Through persistence, we obtain, gain. We've come to a newfound understanding. We've come to what we call a realization. An idea is something you feel until it becomes real. Well, I got this idea, but to make it come real becomes a rhyming ordeal. I got this idea, instead of battle with fists, we need to battle with wits. So let's continue to spit with this consciousness. I got this idea, but to make it come real becomes a rhyming ordeal. I got this idea, instead of battle with fists, we need to battle with wits. So let's continue to spit with this consciousness. Instead of my boot, I use my word to be stomping on this. What's that? The topic that we've all watched about our optics. Whoa, shit, it's that cop quick. Drop your stash unless you wanna get harassed. I'm tired of all the laws that have been passed just because I carry some grass. I got this idea, we'll see if you can conceive. We've got all these things going on around us, man, you wouldn't believe. We got ill-root inventions for ill intentions, so some cat can get their pension. And did I mention objects being manufactured for the causes of mass destruction? Evil empires that have been built through construction. Well, we need deduction of corruption. Only then the eruption of right will supersede. Agreed, we need to plant that seed, cause we all bleed that same breed. In time, my idea will shine. I got this idea, but to make it come real becomes a rhyming ordeal. I got this idea, instead of battle with fists, we need to battle with wits. So let's continue to spit with this consciousness. I got this idea, but to make it come real becomes a rhyming ordeal. I got this idea, instead of battle with fists, we need to battle with wits. So let's continue to spit with this consciousness. With that in mind, I consciously contemplate and wonder why is there constantly all this hatred and grief. Well, to that I beseech the appointed time to reach, to teach the kids of the next generation. And hours of time should be spent on things that are relevant, not irrelevant, but also intelligent. Not saying words for the hell of it. Have these guys behind you and think you could be selling it? Thought it was the track, no it wasn't, that shit was whack. What's up with all this bogus ass rap shit? Half these guys sound like they've been smoking on catnip. So wrap it up, call it cuts, take your word and get the fuck out the game that you claim. I'm not really talking trash, I'm just simply saying that it's a shame the way you do those things you do. I got this idea, but to make it come real becomes a rhyming ordeal. I got this idea, instead of battle with fists, we need to battle with wits. So let's continue to spit with this consciousness. I got this idea, but to make it come real becomes a rhyming ordeal. I got this idea, instead of battle with fists, we need to battle with wits. So let's continue to spit with this consciousness. With this consciousness. With this consciousness. With this consciousness. Born a second seed, a second son, and although I speak a second tongue, never known to run while some shun at a chance in the light. It is my birthright to speak in this mic to keep the crowd hype. Take it all in and then we all just might end up at a spot which makes us all think twice. It's kinda nice to have a place to get it all out. I'm talking about you had a stressful week, a good time we seek. We're far from bleak, we have a good time. It gets better with age, it's like a good wine. And if you wish upon a star, they say it should shine. I am who I am, and through this good rhyme I speak how I feel. This is me, I'm not giving a spiel. What's the deal? I keep it real. And how about you? Tell a story through words? It's just what I do. It's nothing new. And it's been going on for centuries. So when I think about it mentally, how eventually it hit this second son, that is just the tip of my iceberg, cause my story's just begun. People do this for all the wrong reasons and the ease and the fame. A million fans could care less about one of their names. It's not the right route. These careers tend to get wiped out, and my fight is about stress, how you feel. Work with the cards that I'm given, and that's just how we deal. The right hand to play, so out with those obstacles that stand in our way. It's a new day, it's time to flatten out the kinks. Be sure to stomp hard because we're standing on the brink. So many things working against us, a lack of trust, but we still fuss about the bluffs. The innocents are shackled to the cuff, but oh well, life's tough. They let the grimy go free while those high tides who oversee the epitome of guilty, purposely wilty, spirit of humankind. I got a few in mind, and better yet, there's a few who find that it's due time to do what needs to be done. I'm working on a web of deeds to be spun, but life's not all fun and games, remember? This world is spinning out of control, be still in the center. You've got to hold your ground until you found the sound that you're in tune with. Gift. You gotta lift more than one finger to become a bringer of thought. But we get caught in these night moods and how sight moves in mysterious ways. If I found you sleeping, I'm serious, you'll pay the consequences. All these true souls that are now blocked by fences. Compiled words, but no sentence. Not even repentance can save now. It is the raised brow of all these spectators. To heck with the haters. Respect is what makes us, and death is what takes us. Respect is what makes us, and death is what takes us. People do this for all the wrong reasons and the ease and the fame. A million fans could care less about one of their names. It's not the right route. These careers tend to get wiped out, and this here fight's about stress, how you feel. Work with the cause that I'm given, and that's just how we deal. The right hand to play, so out with those obstacles that stand in our way. It's a new day, it's time to flatten out the kinks. Be sure to stomp hard because we're standing on the brink. I said we're standing on I said we're standing on I said we're standing on the brink. I said we're standing on I said we're standing on I said we're standing on the brink. Yo, people do this, but people do that. The people do this, the people do that. Indigenous people of Chicago, there is no need to swallow the pride that has given us the strive to stride down these streets in fleets for so long. Why too many of the fields that I used to play in are gone. This is just not another sad song, but it's wrong that the place where I happened to make that first straight catch by luck has been replaced by a Starbucks. I mean, what the fuck has struck my mind where there is still plenty of room to build in, only now it is filled in with knowledge instead of concrete evidence of non-lost memories. Man, I remember when we used to be able to look out the window with no glow from the neon. And it's that type of situation that's making me want to pee on whoever's behind it, but also the man in front of him. I am running in circles, and this time it's not because of purple haze. in this maze, but it doesn't seem to faze some, they're dumb. Whoever said that ignorance was bliss, my how they missed that satisfaction of knowing and perhaps showing to others. They themselves are still under the covers, but I ask you, sisters and brothers, please do not look the other way. Let's find a new foundation to lay with more fields to play. Say, didn't that used to be North Avenue Delhi? Well, could somebody please tell me why they built 12 stories of a whole bunch of people who will probably bore me? And if I tried to talk to them, ignore me? Well, fuck that. Give me back the place that me and my brother sat for so many times, scrounging up dimes to get an order of fries and a knee-high. See, I like Dorn's papa. Knee-high is also how tall we were when we first started going there. And now that my face is showing a lot of hair and it's not there, you see something has obstructed the glare of the sun, that used to beat down on our faces when we walked down that block. Shocked, neither am I, seems to be the reply of most. Because when things that we love become ghosts, we toast. And while they toast, we'll toast. Cause I can't count the times and rhymes in my brain, kinda like the bubbles in their glasses of champagne. And if I tried, I'd go insane, but for now I'll remain in my sanity. I was never one much about vanity, more interested in the man in me. I call it that Jordan in me. But man, can we find a solution to the dilution of all our cities? It is a pity the shittiness of some. This battle's not won, it's just begun. Though we fight through the songs that are sung and through the strings that are strung, but it's not enough. Not enough to have our feet on top of the greens, cause it's a different scene. I mean, it's an LLB. An LLB, for Christ's sakes. Well, it takes an evil man that makes that decision to imprison the visuals of all our childhood memories. Indigenous people of Earth. Me to go, I'm out the window. It's been slow, time to show emotion and some passion. This inspirational itch has been harassing. It's telling me to make a lasting impression. Count my blessings, cause every day we walk this earth there's a lesson to be learned. Things could take a turn for the worse. You may not have a lot of cash, but you were given your birth. For what it's worth, I know it hurts when you're down in the dirt. Take a look at your shirt, it's on your back. And if you make it work, then it'll lay its own track. It's the reason I rap. And applaud to show appreciation is the reason we clap. A hand slap to show respect. The grip he gives will show his rep. The rings he wears will show his check and his biz. But check this, I'm cool with the meager possessions I own. I don't have a lot of cash, but I treasure my home. It's where I was born and why I'm sworn to the streets. It's that pulse in my livelihood and won't accept defeat. That's why I breathe to this beat. Believe you will meet a groove to move your feet. And we've begun to heat. Make it hot, just breathe to this beat. Believe you will meet a groove to move your feet. And we've begun to heat. Make it hot, hotter than your face from sunburn. Takes more than one to learn. Wait your turn in the concern of becoming one of the teachers. Make a mark like the ruler that beat ya. At least ya would have an outlook that stays on track. Unlike those who breathe crack, I breathe rap and it's highly addictive. These cats grabbing on their crotch, yo, we know where your dick is. Make useless chatter obsolete with the quickness, cause it's my business. What is this? We all go through trials and tribulations, different situations and adjacent to angles that are obtuse. We've all felt like we had our head in a noose or a vice. So if you want my advice, is that you better think twice, cause some cats will pay top price to live our lives, so get it right. Breathe to this beat, believe you will meet a groove to move your feet, and we've begun to heat. Make it hot, just breathe to this beat, believe you will meet a groove to move your feet, and we've begun to heat. Make it hot. Once met a man who contemplated life. I once met a man who contemplated life, and in those dreary eyes you could see he had a wife. Someone had made the reference of his daughter. I could feel the pains in his sighs as he gazed at the water. And I'm thinking to myself that in order to keep this cat from jumping, man, we gotta stay calm. But my heart was thumping and we don't have long, so I started pumping him with words of encouragement. And although he didn't get discouraged when I handed him a cigarette, he figured it couldn't hurt. His eyes were all swollen, last night was definitely on his shirt. Just then my brother Nicholas mentioned he himself had been sick of this life that we all have to live. Asked him to come down from the ledge, said this is my brother Jay and we'll give all that we can give, and put his hands up. He got him to sit on the ledge instead of stand up. Man, it's rough. Continued to explain, then he gave us his name. He said, my name is Zach. Stay back and don't touch me. I could see the flinch in his leg as he clutched the side of the rail. Zach, it's time to bail. It's either this or jail, cause I clocked those cops making those moves, who enjoy taking those dudes who are just like you down to the station. And although my brother and I, we have the patience, but adjacent to the wall, police begin to crawl, I motion stall. I told them to hold back, but old black, they don't like being told that. So old black, coming up, rocking the black and blue, asking Zach who he is and where he lives, waiting for him to give a chance so they can do their biz. And I say, think about your kids. He replied back with a blank stare, let his guard down for a second and they sparked like a flare. Swung him up from the ankles and pulled him down from the chest. They threw him to the ground and placed him under arrest. Shook each other's hands, Chicago's best. Told me and my brother to run along, and I'm thinking that you just another citizen who happens to be living in this world. It makes me sick, it makes me quiver. Had it not been for my brother and I, you'd have found him up Chicago River. It makes me sick, it makes me quiver. Had it not been for my brother and I, you'd have found him up Chicago River. Once met a man who contemplated life. I once met a man who contemplated life. It makes me sick, it makes me quiver. Had it not been for my brother and I, you'd have found him up Chicago River. The match foot. 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 The match under the foot. The fire that has created the soot of creativity. And oh, how they beat it until it's livid, see. Then the point will sink in depth, perceptions will become modified. They'll ask us to adjust accordingly, to be cordially invited to excitement and enlightenment. But it never quite went in the direction that was planned. That's okay, just take over someone else's land. Like Uncle Sam, or is it him? The one who slaughters many in the name of his religion is as honorable as being a common pigeon. Are you with them or against? It's that freedom to live your own thoughts or to have someone else condensed. They say die with the free mind or lived with it fenced. Die with the free mind or lived with it fenced. The intensity is bigger than 10 cities put together in a whole. Is that the right way to live life? Well then let's take a poll. The yays, the nays. The poll couldn't be tallied given the days in front of us. It's not enough, not even close. So if either party won, we wouldn't be around to see them boast. Because the thing that bugs me most is the vulgarity of killing in the name of, when in the end we all believe in the same stuff. It is that scuff marksmanship that sailed over today to give us a 4 o'clock tee-off on sacred earth. Was it worth preventing birth? The thirst of having something to own. Cast them aside to a world of lone riders. Search for a world that is uninterrupted. It is the abruptness of change, your everyday rearranged, the constant struggle to have something of your own to claim. The match under the foot. Manic expressions of non-stop aggressions to let the mind flow in any direction of one man's conception. If it stops, we'll never know. From night to day, in every which way, the mind continues to play. Whether sitting or walking, quiet or talking, the mind, it never ceases to creep. You see, our minds work just as fast in our sleep, if not quicker. One thing's for sure, it's altered on liquor. Among other things that bring a mind to a particular thought. So for that moment in time, the notion was caught and dwelled on for a second, until another thought beckoned. I reckon that's just the way things work. You know, some things are unexplainable, like life's little quirks. Our minds run themselves while our body it jerks. Closely behind it follows. You see, our minds can digest things that our stomachs can't swallow. Your stomach might be empty, but your mind's never hollow. Intimidated by superior minds, so they pick on thee. Well then reevaluate the situation, because my mind is playing tricks on me. From time to time, it's been known to do that. So if you've ever had that problem, let your undercover mind get blown and say screw that. Shine the best way you know how. Make a commitment to your mind and consider it a vow that could never be broken. Your mind might be talking, but your lips haven't spoken. So open up and share with us. Yes, that is the token of appreciation from us to you. So the next time you get this feeling, grab a pen, a microphone, and do what we do. Use your mind. Use your mind. Use your mind. Use your mind. liars, blood-sucking shady mother vampires come from all walks of life. We all walk at night, the sun goes down, it's where it all takes flight. The pimps, hoes, hustlers, liars, blood-sucking shady mother vampires come from all walks of life. We all walk at night, the sun goes down, it's where it all takes flight. The late night, where everybody wanna share their insight of what's right in front of you, a glass of witch's brew, discussion over who becomes the next victim. Random how they pick them, spot them then they stick them. Find your drug of choice and then it grips them. Life it slowly sips from them, push it to the max, never minimum. Gotta feel the urge, you feel the need to splurge. You're never overserved, propped up by reserves. Calm your nerves, just a bit to go till the sun shows. So run for those dark caves, travel with your shades. I'm amazed that we can decipher the difference between the mist and this haze while the music plays in the background. A shady conversation, late night has spread its own nation. Pimps, hoes, hustlers, liars, blood-sucking shady mother vampires come from all walks of life. We all walk at night, the sun goes down, it's where it all takes flight. Little Sally wanted to grow up and become a doctor, but when she came of age, man, she copped her banging body, turning tricks and living proper. She was rolling in the dough and all over the place. That thought of becoming a doctor erased, instead replaced with this profession that involves having a pimp. You can spot a mile away cause he walked with a limp. See, it's simple, he would provide the clientele. She had something to buy and he was the man to sell, so people would shell dollars out their pockets. Everything was running smooth till she dropped it. She discovered heroin. From there on, just out in the streets, hustling for change from jack open and feet. Just another in the street life of a pimp, hoe, hustlers, liars, blood-sucking shady mother vampires come from all walks of life. We all walk at night, the sun goes down, it's where it all takes flight.
Sometimes I just wanna go out at night, have a drink, do a dance, get to feeling right. Ooh, but that don't mean I don't got control of my life. Just got to stay true to you, that's what you got to do now. We all walk at night from different walks of life. Being you is what's right. The world tries to dictate to you what you got to do to get through, but the only way to get through is to do what you got to, for you and only you. No matter who tells you what to do, all you got to do is stay true to you. Just let the beat for your soul all night, and that'll bring you to the light.
Pimps, hoes, hustlers, liars, blood-sucking shady mother vampires come from all walks of life. We all walk at night, the sun goes down, it's where it all takes flight. Whose act is a hard one to follow? The cat who fed the lies or the one who had to swallow? Hollow shells roam these nights, the loneliest fights is lying to yourself. Go home with this sight, you can't rely on your health. People pick and choose who they wanna be, especially when under pressure, see. But me, I stand tall, here's the ruler, wanna measure me? It's 6'3", and operate from 9 to 5. Only my vibe, tell the AM. A world of false roles and people play them, and if you're not careful with the night, it'll slay them. Pay them a visit, if you serve the beast, it'll only make it live it. We leave it, but we love it, so we live it. Pump your fist if you get it, admit it, this world is exquisite. Pimps, hoes, hustlers, liars, blood-sucking shady mother vampires come from all walks of life. We all walk at night, the sun goes down, is where it all takes flight. The pimps, hoes, hustlers, liars, blood-sucking shady mother vampires come from all walks of life. We all walk at night, the sun goes down, is where it all takes flight. Indigenous people of Chicago, indigenous people of Chicago, indigenous people of Chicago, indigenous people of Chicago, indigenous people of Chicago. We walk those hollow streets that often ask us for change. Reply with a remark and a look that's kind of strange. You see, it's grown past the point of tame. My city is metamorphosized. Its proportion in size has grown a lot taller. And my, how I miss my old Chicago, and I wish that I could call her up. I'm out of luck, but now these streets are asking me for a buck or two, and someone's always saying, Jay, who the fuck are you? That's kind of annoying, like gum stuck to your shoe, but a corrupt few happen to run our cities. And if you ask me to take pity, I say hell no, cause these cats' arms match their pockets, they reach deep, way past their elbows. So tell those who wanted to take it, it's our decision to live in this world, and I'ma make it worth my while. Ever since I was a child, to hop in turnstiles and making prank calls, I just wanna take a second to thank y'all. for compounding this open sounding MC. My city breathes within my soul and it never leaves me feeling empty. Cause the first time that I got arrested in this development, they was singing Tennessee. Tennessee, I believe that was 1993, but if I ponder more, it was 94. That's when I swore that I was one of the toughest little kids on the block. Till my guy didn't show up to class, can ask why, cause he got shot. They put a couple holes in his body, like connect the dots. And I bet the kid who pulled the trigger, they gave him props. And I'm here to say now that I hope it stops. People need to clear their eyes. We did enough standing around and watch our cities deteriorate to all care about materialized possessions. I've given enough answers, I'm gonna start asking some questions. I'm stressing indigenous people of Chicago, indigenous, yo people of Earth. I stand on the corner of Chicago and Ashland. You know, I was waiting for that 66. Just then, my ears caught a fix of these two little girls talking amongst their cliques, you know? Except one was explaining to the other gang signs and a what meant what. Right then I thought to myself, oh fuck man, fuck, this little girl couldn't have been no more than 14. And already somebody's hipping her to this messed up scene. And I know this because I grew up near the Greens, and man, it seems like just yesterday that I was dealing with those memes like, hey little man, yeah you, would you ride? Well see me, I'm a neutron, so move on, I'm trying to get my groove on in music. You see the truth to the youth, cause I'll give you proof that there is no need to insert slurs, just to say that you got love for your homies or to anyone who owes me a 20. Cause for $20, he's out of the rest of my life forever. And if that's all that it takes to sever the hand that pulls the lever which makes it bad, which makes a bad situation turn worse. And just because I don't glorify this thing called thug, you see, it does not make me soft. It just means that I haven't eaten from the bullshit trough from which they fed a line of. Cause in time, this thing called thug is gonna go out of style like a pre-fascist fad. The next thing we hear, it's gonna be cool to have no dad. But that's another story for a different time and a different rhyme. You see, youth, the truth, it lies beneath the surface. If you wanna find it, you better dig it up on purpose, because otherwise, it's worthless, or worth less than it would be if you weren't looking. So continue to look through life's books. If it glorifies crooks, then your concepts are shook. There is an age-old saying, it goes, do unto others as you would do unto yourself. So how would you feel if some cat pissed to whip you for your wealth, which you worked so hard for, while you were out there claiming to be hardcore? There's somebody out there that is always bigger and badder. So wouldn't you rather be a kid who figured it mattered? If you walk these streets, well, the truth to the youth, it lies beneath the surface. And if you want to find it, you better dig it up on purpose, because otherwise, it's worthless. The truth to the youth. souls squandered, wander these streets. There is an abundance of poverty that hardly seems discreet. And although we got children who only eat when they decide to go to class, they don't care if they pass, cause you can't flip books for cash. So they slash public funding to dumbing down our youth. We have kids throwing kids off the roof. And if you want proof, then just look outside. If you break a spirit, then there is no room for pride. It all coincides with hook us while we're young. Tell us what to think before our thoughts have begun. I came here strictly to rap. You strictly to slap. The true act on instinct. Words come out, but don't think for a second that this rhyme's not a weapon. Cause it'll have you running and checking till you run under breath. And then what? Caught in a place between time and space. We've all done things that we want to erase. Trace back to the original action. Action. A young boy, off 17, deemed a troubled teen, hops out of bed, crazy said. Now it's been said that said is not there in his head. From his looks, he hadn't been fed in years. Now said, looked up to by his peers, at least feared. No one's ever seen a tear come out this kid's eye. At night by himself, he cries, walks out the door, he lies. This isn't the kid he was supposed to be. Might have started when he was 3. His father Lee left Mom Dukes with no word of his flea. And she, her name was Angie, had to be the best mom that she could be. Now said, he hops out of bed, wiped the sleep out his eyes, scratched his head, looked around the room for his red hat, a pair of shorts, his jersey and his gat. Now he's strapped, ready to hit those streets. It seems like a normal day, but his heart beats at a rapid rate. Jets down the gangway, hops the gate, skates to the park where the crew wait. It's too late, his boy was laying on the ground. The kids responsible were nowhere to be found, but they're around. It's just a matter of time before both crews gather the nines. It's the sound of scattered chimes, signals to 7 o'clock. Came around the corner and off went the shots. So it just goes to show, you know, crazy said, would've never gotten out of bed. Maybe then, yo, we'd still have his head. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a positive tune and an outlook on how much we can do as an individual to better your surroundings, community, and the world that we all have to live in.
These are the days. These are the days. These are the days.
These are the days. These are the days.
These are the days. These are the days. These are the days.
These are the days. These are the days. These are the days for new ways to surpass all those old ways, because the new ways, they pave the future. Do not dispute your true passion. If so, you might catch a lashing. This here is a lament for the living, a lament for the living, and giving us the kings in the Mayfield of miles, the intricate tiles, the forced smiles, while we sit around and wait. Cast your own bait. It is the fate of all these frowns that have been turned upside down by the lyrics of Coco Taylor, Michael Jackson, and Oscar Brown. It is a sound that has been taught forever in the basement, a town that has been brought together by the patience of a people, and through a peephole of a glimpse to a better tomorrow. Not for forgetting about the sorrows that we swam through to get us here. So let us fear not what lies ahead, but the fact that so many people in our world sleep without a bed. With that said, these are the days for the bar we have to raise to strive for better grades. The loss we have to sway because they're lazy. The thought of a mixed president 20 years ago was crazy. The man, how we push through the hazy ignorance, not without a few torn ligaments. My man Frederick Douglass, he taught me to consider this. He said, without struggle, there can be no progress.
Oh, now these are the days. These are the days. These are the days.
These are the days,
Obama ways. These are the days. These are the days. These are the days.
These are the days,
Obama ways.
These are the days that we have to take care of our own. Not just the ones who live in our home, but the ones who are all alone. Because so few, man, how they have so much. So many have a little, into that we clutch. Long ago the few imposed a crutch on what we believe that we can achieve. There are little kids out there who feel like intellect is a disease. If you have it, you get teased. If you hide it, your peers are pleased. That train of thought needs to turn around 180 degrees. Please, please, please.
Oh, now these are the days. These are the days. These are the days.
These are the days,
Obama ways. These are the days. These are the days. These are the days.
These are the days, Joe Thomas ways.
Me never see that gunman standing over there, shooting up a gunshot all in the air. Panic in the street, havoc in the town. Say people lying down, say bleed on the ground. Oh, so many people, they are poor. Say taxman steal, knocking at your door. If a man can't vote, can't be free. All we want is a democracy.
A democracy in the beautiful key of E. Talked about actions speaking louder than words. So you need to get out there and do something to inspire somebody else. Now I have been listening to tunes since I was in my mama's womb. I used to mimic the microphone with a wooden spoon since the days of cows jumping over the moon. And soon after that I found I had a knack for rap, and I ran with that. In fact, I call it a verbal intuition. Do not bother me with your drama, cause I won't listen. My attention span reads like the sign gone fishing. I got more than a pot to piss in, so listen. Two wrongs, that don't make a right. That's why I pick up this mic to speak about my life to the fullest. Sometimes I feel as if the weight of the world is on my back and I can't pull it. Dodging metaphorical bullets. Now I can say I had it tough, but so many had it rougher. It makes me feel no better, cause we all had to suffer. Now I discovered I am steadily educated to be no one else besides me. I can't take it no more, so I ask, what's up with all the war and the anguish? How long shall we remain this way? There's more than just a story to say. Say, man, we gotta do it. Who knew it? That we blew it and it ended up wrong. We got people making millions off of terrible songs, rapping about thongs and white t-shirts. Watch how we work, it's where the research is done underground. We got the band on the mound while that crowd could be the catcher. And if you want it, come and get it, otherwise we're gonna get ya. Another lyrical lecture has begun, don't shun Obama one.
These are the days.